Do you have a talent and want a chance to win $5,000? I'm Patty Hunt, and you're listening to the RV Life podcast. Talent? Nope, I don't have any. Seriously, I can't even carry a tune. But today we're going to talk about many different types of talents, and my guest, Dan Dominski of RVTV, will tell you all about the amazing RV content on his network and how you could possibly win $5,000 if you do have a talent. Now, the podcast was created to educate, entertain, and explore the RV lifestyle. My mission has been to inspire people to get out and live life to the fullest. Today, as I said, we're going to talk to Dan Dominski of RVTV and talk all things about RVers, content, so much to talk about today. We are also going to talk about RVers' top talent, and this is the show that was created so RVers can show off their talent and possibly win $5,000. Before we get into that, let's talk about this week, what you need to know, and that is brought to you by Open Road Resorts. And they want you to create memorable experiences, discover nature, connect to what matters, and so much more when you visit one of their 5 incredible locations in Montana, Idaho, Texas, and Nebraska. They have 2 amazing locations in Montana. One of those locations is a motorhome coach only resort, and it was named one of the top 10 in the country. And you could check all of that out by going to openroadresorts.com. Now, on today's show of What You Need to Know, I want to talk about America's largest RV show, which is in Hershey from September 11th to the 15th. If you are looking to buy an RV, if you are looking to see what's new in the RV industry, if you are looking to connect to community, all of these things are the reasons to go to this RV show, which, as I said, is one of the largest. But if you're going to be there, do not miss out on RV Life's 3rd annual Hershey after party. And that is going to be September 12th. And when I get Dan on, he and I will talk more about that. He was at the event last year and will be there again this year. So let's get Dan on to talk about that. Now, What You Need to Know is brought to you by Open Road Resorts. Let me talk a little bit about Dan Dominski. He is the VP of Sponsorships, Content, and Programming for RVTV, a division of Canella Media, DTC, LLC. Years in creative sales and marketing. He's got 2 kids, a dog, and loves to travel. TV is the only 24/7 RV and RV lifestyle TV and streaming network in the market, featuring YouTube content creators and social media influencers, as well as an episodic series and much more. They are available on every smart TV with Wi-Fi. Canella Media is one of the largest DTC ad agencies with over $1 billion in product sales and $6 billion in media buys. The relationship with over 1,500 media outlets allows them to grow their distribution footprint to rapidly expand viewership. Dan Dominski, welcome to the RV Life podcast.
Thank you for having me, Patty, and thank you for everything you've done to help us so far. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. And as most people who've listened to the podcast know, I love connecting with incredible people and seeing how we could collaborate. That's what it's always about. Now, let's get people to learn a little bit more about you. Tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? Where did you come from? You have 2 kids, a dog. You love to travel. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, I grew up, born and raised in the Midwest and live in Wisconsin. I have a couple of kids who are in college. One just graduated and started his real life. So that's pretty exciting. And Yeah, I like traveling, and this is a neat opportunity and way to expand my own interests on top of just growing a great business and channel.
Okay, so now I have to ask, because you're not an RVer, you love to travel, but you're not an RVer. Why RVTV then? What made you decide that was a direction?
It's just completely underserved in the television world. There's no RV television out there. There's a couple of TV shows that have RVs in them or vaguely about RVs, but where there wasn't anything that is like a speed TV or a Food Network. There wasn't an RV television network, and there's so much content. There's so many people creating just great stuff that it seemed a shame to just leave it solely on the internet or on 25% almost of the population still only get their entertainment on television. That's where I think the benefit to us is we take an RVTV takes the most interesting content out there and consolidates it. If you find something you like, we make it very easy for you to find that person on their YouTube channel. It's an interesting way to get already made great content out there to other people who are also in the RV space and have an interest in it.
Yes. And again, we met at a number of different events. So when we first met, it was through Patrick Buchanan from RV Life Pro, and he introduced us and we hit it off, I think, from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then we've met at RV shows. You've really immersed yourself in the RV community. What's that been like for you?
Oh, it's great. Everyone's just so nice, from the manufacturers to obviously the content creators, and the people in that side of it they're in that for a reason. They have great personalities. They're fun to be around. They're interesting. So that's an easy one. But just everybody else is just so welcoming to what we're doing that's the hardest battle, is getting welcomed and accepted. And that's been great. And I think that going to all the events, and there's so many, it's hard to be at everything, but going to events and meeting people and just sponsoring things that should be sponsored, that just all plays into it.
And since you're talking about that, I know you're going to be at the Hershey RV show. And so people could come talk to you, and we'll talk more about that. And there is the RV Life Hershey after party, which will be September 12th from 6 to 10. There's also a day event now that will be a workshop. So the Hershey after party will be the third annual. It is a great event. I love getting together with people. So while we're talking about that, I want to talk about that because RVTV is a sponsor of that event. We greatly appreciate people like you that choose to sponsor and support our events. And this is the second year in a row for you to do that. So we greatly appreciate that.
Oh, we just like the opportunity, and it's a way better value for us. So it's great.
And let's talk more about that event. So we met again at that event last year. We had met prior to that. I just want to tell people about that event, and it gives them the opportunity to actually come up and talk to you. That event, lots of sponsors. So besides that, a ticket will get people wine, beer, a full dinner. It will get them the opportunity to win thousands of dollars in giveaways. We have lots of sponsors. RVTV is one of our sponsors. Lithionics is a sponsor. Open Road Resorts is a sponsor. Cool RV is a sponsor. I want to give a shout out to Open Roads Fuel Card, who is giving away 4 $500 diesel cards, as well as so many more sponsors that have come together and making this event just even better than it was over the last 2 years. I always look to make sure events are better. Now, when I say you're going to be there and people should come up and talk to you, I know for me, I've had people say, oh, I saw you in a campground. I didn't come up to you because I didn't want to bother you. You're like me. You want people to come up and actually talk to you, whether they're content creators, whether they're interested in the content that you're putting out, right? You want them to come up and talk to you, give you ideas.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's what it's all about, is what people want to watch and what people are interested in. And Yeah, that's the fun of it. I go to the campgrounds during like the mornings of these events, and I just hand out stickers and talk to people and tell them where they can watch it, because it's everything's so grassroots now. Everything's so broken up and dispersed that you just have to be as many places as you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm encouraging people, go see Dan, talk to him if you're going to be at the Hershey event. If not, we'll keep you up to date on where Dan will be so that people can find you and talk to you, or reach out through your website. So rvtv.tv is also a way to get a hold of you.
Yes.
Let's talk. So we started by talking about this network. Let's talk about the types of programming on RVTV. So give us some of what people could see if they've never gone there.
Yeah, absolutely. We partner with the best YouTube creators out there. When I say best, some are the biggest, some are the newest, but all of them have great content, and what they do is really good. That's kind of the backbone of it. There's everything from the normal new models and features, RV reviews and comparisons. You have destinations. That's one of the big ones. It's just all the different trips that you can take and what it looks like, just beyond the normal travel video, but the actually traveling in an RV, what setup at a campsite looks like at a specific location. So those are really fun. Just anything RV lifestyle and family travel, teaching your kids on the road, homeschooling, living with your family, living with pets. There's so many different things that way. Another big one that it's really taking off is taking older RVs and redoing them and making them as nice, if not nicer than anything new. And we have some great partners who provide us content with that and that we work with, and those are super fun. There's a million different camping accessories. RV sharing is huge now, right? For people who don't want to spend even $20,000 to get a little RV because they think they might like it, rent one for a year. Rent one twice or three times a year, see if your family likes it, and then go out and buy something. So it's just another way for people to get into the RV industry. New technology is huge. It's just changing every single year, and it's a great way to keep up on what's out there. We partner with some of the best content creators and industry people, so you're getting expert information. So the guys from the National RV Training Academy, Tony and Todd, are huge on our network, and they're experts. And that's what you're looking for. There's a lot of opinions out there, and you really, at certain things, you really want to know that you're getting good information. RV parks, industry diversity is really big for us. Just all of the different ways to get into RVing. Yeah, those are a lot of the different types of programming. It's very diverse. You're going to find something that you like. All of our creators are great. Many of them are much bigger than we are. They help us a lot, and vice versa. So when you run into somebody that you like, you can easily just scan a QR code on the screen and it'll take you right to their YouTube page, and you can subscribe to them. And so it's a great way to learn new things.
And you were talking about Tony and Todd, and I just want to put it out there. They did RV Unplugged the first season last year. The second season is there, and that's also on the network.
It is.
Tell people a little bit about RV Unplugged that might not be familiar with it.
Yeah, it's just an amazing like survivor type show that takes RVers, mainly two people. This year there was a guy and his dog, which was absolutely amazing to see. But it's a competition type series. So the finale is August 5th at 8 p.m., could be 7 p.m. On their YouTube channel, RV Unplugged on YouTube, and then also on RVTV. You'll be able to see it a week later, but definitely check it out. It's a great show. This is the second season. The two finalists, both of them are RVTV content creators, so we don't care who wins at this point. And 3 of the top 4 were all on our network, which is really cool to see. And they're all just super fun people. And yeah, it's a great show that they put a lot of time, effort, resources into, and it's definitely pays off. And we're excited to partner with them.
Right. And on that, so last year, anybody who watched last year's RV Unplugged season, and Dan and I watched every week, it was a great show. It was very entertaining. And this year, it's just been stepped up so much more, and you could see it and feel it. And it's like you said, it's just so much fun. But everything around it has been improved. Last year, I called Tony and Todd and I said, hey, I have an idea. They were getting ready to announce the winner. And I said, listen, if you can trust me, we would like to interview the winner, but we would have to do the interview before it's announced to everybody else. And so we did have the winner on the show, and people could listen to that on the podcast. So that was a lot of fun for me personally, because I really wrapped myself into that show, just really enjoyed it. You're on the road and you want to see what's going on. And even if you're at home, because you're not on the road full time, it's great to keep up with people and what's happening out there. So RV Unplugged is on RVTV. That is one of your content partners. Let's talk about some of the others. Today is Someday they are the judges of RV Unplugged, Phil and Stacy from Today is Someday. So there are some of your content partners, Venturesome Couple. Let's share some of these content partners with the RV Life podcast listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Chris and Martha from Venturesome Couple are just great to work with. They're fun. They're smart RVers. They're both RV trained mechanics. So that's huge. You're getting good quality information, but they're just really diverse content. And that's really, fun to work with. Wild RV Life, they do just great travel content. They're a young, fun couple. Like you brought up Today is Someday, Turn It Up World. They're great. They have a Turn It Up World, which is a Las Vegas themed channel. That's even bigger than their camping network, which is great. Adventure Bandits, okay. They're just finishing up. They just came in, I think, third or fourth on RV Unplugged. Talma, they're just great to work with. Mike and Susan, RV Blogger, they've been with us from the beginning. Let's see here.
I guess it's hard to list them all. I know you're looking at a list to try and get them all out there. So
yeah. So
share.
Yeah, the Bimble Effect, Jack and Shelby. It's a brand new channel. They're in the finals of RV Unplugged, and they're really funny. That'll be a really good channel, and that's an example of somebody literally they've been on our network since they've had 100 followers. So it's not how many people you have following you or anything like that. It's really what you're putting out. When they put out just fun stuff, and that's the important thing that way. But yeah, Matt's RV Reviews, Runaway Roses, Our Everyday Getaway does great travel content. Chris and Katrina are in Alaska right now, or they're on their way back, but that's going to be just great content when we get it. Miles RV, Miles does just great reviews of trailers. I think he's the top guy out there right now. He's young. He's just fun to watch. So yeah, that's enjoy the journey. Tom and Cherie they've been with us from the beginning. Between them and Mike
there's
and Susan.
So many. I know you're trying to get them all in there. I'm going to lead people to rvtv.tv where you could see everybody, all the content is listed there. There's a schedule when you could watch what shows. But let's talk a little bit about their content creators that are listening. It's like you said, you're not necessarily looking for the ones that have 200,000 subscribers. What are you looking for with content creators to be on your network?
Yeah, just diversity of content is really the thing. We have, I think, the best RV reviewers out there. So that's a huge category. But there's so many other things of all those categories that I listed. You're always looking for a great campsite chef. There's anything, but it really is. Give us a call, send us your YouTube channel, or even if you're just like an independent person that doesn't have a YouTube channel and just make content because you like doing it, we'll put one-offs on the air that are interesting. It's once content's made, it doesn't have any value anymore other than getting it out there in as many places as possible and letting it be seen by as many people as possible. So that's something important for content creators to realize, is that you just never know where and who is going to see what you're doing and what's going to happen. That's, I think, the benefit of working with us.
Okay. And if a content creator is interested in connecting with you, again, they could go to rvtv.tv, and there is a place on your website for them to reach out and have that conversation. to see if the content would be content you're looking for. So I'm going to encourage my listeners, that they have content that they think could be shared, to definitely reach out. Now, I do want to, and I am looking at your website, and I do want to mention some of the valued sponsors. These are all people. I think every single sponsor you have are people that are in some way sponsors for us, but they're all people that we know and love. National Indoor RV Centers, they are near and dear to my heart. I know you connected with them. Let me just give a shout out. National Indoor RV Centers has 6 locations across the country. But the most important thing to me is the integrity of the people, from the owner, Brett Davis, on down to every person you meet within that organization. So anybody who's looking to buy or sell an RV, Class A, B, or C, I highly recommend National Indoor RV Centers. And I see they are a sponsor for RVTV, which is very cool.
Yes,
and grateful
great.
to, yes, I'm grateful the RV Life podcast is also a sponsor for you guys, as well as RV Life. And there's many others. And again, people could go to the website to check those out. So let's talk a little bit. We're talking about all this content. Where could people go to watch the content that you have, that you share?
Yeah, absolutely. The best place to see where you can watch and when and what's on is at our website, rvtv.tv. As far as streaming platforms go, because that's where most of the people now get their television from, we're on a lot of the big ones, Roku, which is the largest streaming platform out there, Fire TV, another very large platform, a great platform for travelers to get your local stations and make everything real easy is Local Now. That's an Allen Entertainment media company, and they have 15 million monthly users. They give you your local stations for free, and it's great, diverse content. Their partner is the Grio. That's another one of their streaming platforms with a couple million users. And then Stir is another up-and-coming one that we just brought on that is really, in today's world, you have to be everywhere. So on top of the 75 local over-the-air television markets that we're in, traditional TV, we're growing our streaming platform. And that's where our relationships as Canela Media really help us out. We're celebrating our 39th year. We're one of the largest long-form or infomercial companies in the country. And that doesn't do anything for us in this venue other than give us great ins at television networks, because we buy a lot of media. So that's the name of the game. And that's what makes something successful or not, is can you get that out there to the right places. So we're going to have a couple of announcements. We're bringing on a couple of the biggest streaming platforms out there very soon. We can't talk about it right now, but that's going to be great for us. And we're really excited for that. And so, yeah, we have great things coming.
And Dan, you were on the RV Life podcast, October 11, 2023, episode 50. For anybody who wants to go back and listen to that, the reason we decided to have you back on is twofold. Number one, because you have expanded so much. So much is happening in the 10 months since I had you on last. And I know that you shared with me some of the big things that you're looking at that's coming. I'm glad I know how to keep secrets, because I was hoping that you dropped some of those nuggets, but we will have to wait and hear from you when these things are put in place. It doesn't sound like you're giving away any of that.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't, but yeah, it'll be in the next couple of weeks.
I'll keep it quiet, I promise. And I'll let my listeners know when we can put some of these things out there. And I'm excited for you guys for what's coming.
Yeah.
I did tease in the beginning of this episode that there is a $5,000 prize on the line. But before I get to that, I do want to share about Clear 2.0. Water filtration is so important. People hear me talk about that if you listen to the podcast, because you go into campgrounds, you connect your water to that spigot. Sometimes the water is hard, sometimes it's soft, sometimes it smells, sometimes it tastes bad. Clear 2.0 has filtration systems, inline system, 3-stage system. If you don't hook your water up and you want to use, they have a water pitcher that is fantastic. And I highly recommend people go to clear2o.com to find out all about water filtration. They are an amazing company with amazing people, and that's what's always so important. So now let's talk a little bit. Let's get into this $5,000 prize for talent. RVer's Got Talent. What is it? What are you looking for?
So it's now called RVer's Top Talent because we don't like to be sued.
Top talent.
However,
yeah, so I am sorry.
No.
I have it written down.
No, you can say anything that you want. We just
talent.
we just can't do that. But
well,
we tried.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
RV Top Talent, like that show that so many of us know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's our first show that we're creating. It's an RVer's talent show. So it doesn't matter what your talent is, right? So it's America's Got Talent. So there's jugglers, there's magicians, there's people who tell jokes, there's singers, dancers, musicians, pretty much anything that you can do that you think you're good at, put it on a 1 to 3 minute video and send it over to us. You can do it right from your phone. It's a link right from our webpage, rvtv.tv. You can get it right on your mobile and record a video. Obviously, you want it to win, so you want it to be as good a quality as you can do. Have it be in or around your RV campground, just something showing that you're an RV. It can be around a campfire in your backyard for a week here. And send it on in. There's going to be weekly or bi-weekly shows. It's going to be voted on by the viewers. And then each episode, a winner will go on to the finals. And you guys will be able to vote on the winner, and that person gets $5,000. And then also to spurn on submissions, we have $1,000. When you submit, you can put down where you saw this. So if you were listening to the RV Life podcast and you submit a video, in your submission, it's going to say who encouraged you to submit this, and just put RV Life podcast. If you guys win, RV Life podcast will, since it's a company, they'll have $1,000 donated in their name to the charity of their choice. And then RVTV will match that since it's a charitable donation. So it'll be a couple of $1,000. If you're just an RV creator, an RV influencer, and you want to put the message out to your following, you win $1,000 if somebody wins. So there's a lot of people out there with a lot of followers. So just talk about it, share it, and you never know. But it's going to be a really fun contest.
And that sounds like just the extra bonus. So I'm going to make sure my listeners heard that. When you submit, make sure you say RV Life Podcast is where you heard it from. Get those submissions in. As he said, you can sing, you can dance, you could tell jokes, you could juggle, anything that's a talent. We've all watched America's Got Talent. We know there's all different types of talents. Get out there, submit, make your submissions, and say that you heard it on RV Life Podcast, because I love the idea of donating to a charity. That sounds fantastic. An extra bonus there. I want to go back because when we met in person, it was in Hershey last year. And so this is when RVer's Top Talent, the whole idea was starting to form. We were at an event, actually at an event for Harvest Hosts. There was a private event, and Dan and I were sitting at a table with Patrick Buchanan from RV Life. There were a bunch of us, and you started talking about RVer's Top Talent. And Dan said, hey, does anybody have talent? And Allie Rasmussen, who is the owner of Spacious Skies, which are 15 campgrounds on the East Coast. She is amazing. The campgrounds are amazing. I'm going to shout out to her. Check out Spacious Skies campgrounds if you're looking for a great campground. But so Dan said, does anybody have talent? And Allie said, I do. And he said, okay, so what do you do? And she said, I sing. And she stood up. He said, okay, stand up and sing. She stood up and belted out an opera song, no less. And everybody in the entire place just stopped in their tracks. It was just, she was amazing.
Yeah, she's so good.
Truly amazing. And I know you told me the listeners don't have to worry about competing against her. She will not compete. She is classically
She's too good.
trained, right?
Yeah,
She's too good.
After
Right.
hearing her, that was my first question is, where did you go to music school? Because you don't just sing like that. And yeah, she's just so talented. And so she's going to be involved in the show in some way, but it won't be in the competition. So everybody else can have a shot.
And anybody else that's trained, whether they have classical training or they just decided that they can get up in the morning and sing, whether you like to sing in the shower, whatever it is, tell jokes, whatever, magicians, whatever, they can absolutely submit their 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes, you said.
Yeah, 1 to 3 minutes. I think it can take up to 5. So yeah, it's fine. Just submit a video.
Submit a video. Okay, so I want people to get out there and do that. Now, let me ask you, do you have age limits? Are there ages for people who can apply for the show?
Nope. As long as your parents submit it, you can submit. Kids win stuff all the time. So yeah, we'd love to record your kids. As long as they have talent or they're cute, they'll probably win.
Just be cute.
That's all.
I got some cute grandkids.
Right.
I have some really cute grandkids. All right. They might need to be able to do more than just be cute. Great. So I'm so looking forward to seeing what comes of this show. Now, the submissions have already started, so people can start getting those videos out to you.
They have.
Give us a little bit of the process of how that's going to work, how this is going to play out.
Yeah, it's as simple as just submitting the video on our website or on your phone to our website. And then each episode, we're going to pick out the top 10 videos that will be in each episode. And then from there, the public will get to vote on it by using our QR code or the website. And then whoever has the most votes of that episode moves on to the finals. And whoever gets the most votes in the finals is the winner. It's pretty straightforward and simple. We're going to have the finals right now look like they're going to be around the Tampa RV show time, in January. So that'll be super fun. And yeah, right now we're just calling for submissions. Start submitting your videos, and that's the name of the game right now.
Okay. So now I'm trying to catch my thoughts. All right. So now I'm thinking to Tampa already, and I haven't even done the Hershey RV show. Of course, I'll be in Tampa. So will there be some kind of event I'm putting you on the spot, in Tampa around the finale of the show?
Yeah, I mean, what we're looking to do probably is to partner with somebody who's already hosting an event that we can add to the event. We don't think that it should take away from stuff that's there's a lot of established events that are already there, and we're not looking to take anything away. I know when I go, there's 2 or 3 things each day, and by trying to add something to it, it can be difficult and put people in an awkward position maybe. So that's my thought right now.
That's a great idea. Collaboration is total about. And again, I'm going to put a plug in for RV Life Hershey After Party. We have now collaborated with RV Entrepreneur, and they're doing a workshop during the day. It'll all take place in the same venue. It'll be at the Inglewood in Hershey. There will be a link for tickets. Tickets are selling like crazy. Seriously, they are selling like crazy. We are over a month out, so I'm very surprised. But we collaborated with them, so they're not trying to figure out a different venue and how to make this work. So I do like that idea of let's collaborate. You and I could talk about that after, because of course, RV Life, the RV Life podcast, will be in Tampa. We look forward to that every year. And on that note, I just want to say, anybody traveling to Tampa, if you need diesel fuel, then Open Roads fuel card it has saved me so much money. So there's a fuel card. It is free to get the card. I have an app on my phone that I go to. I look for the diesel gas stations. These are truck stops because we were driving a 40-foot. So you want to go into a truck stop. And every time I'd stop for fuel, we would save money. It is a great card. I highly recommend people check it out. Like I said, it's free to get the card. You can see exactly how much money you're going to save every time you fill up. Open Roads fuel card link will be in the show notes. So now, anything else you'd like to share? We're gonna do the question of the week, and we have some other things to cover. But before we get there, Is there anything about RVTV, you, RVer's top talent, that you want to add in here?
I think we covered most things that we have going on. It's just, if you're watching TV and you want to check it out, please do. We're very easy to get to, and it's fun talent. You'll probably run into somebody that you might not have known about, and you'll be able to watch them on YouTube and send us ideas and show ideas, things that you like to see. You can go right to our contact us page on our website. My email address is right in there, and just send me an email, or my phone number is in there. Let us know what you think we can do better or how we can improve. And that would be great.
Yes. And that's great to be open to hear what people are looking for, and they can contact you directly. That is awesome. It is now time for the question of the week. And the question of the week is brought to you by Open Roads Innovative Toll Solution. It is fantastic. One toll pass covers all 48 states. And the best part, if you should get a violation, a fine, whatever it is, something didn't work properly, they have concierge service. So you have a person assigned to you that you could call that will work through it. If you don't like to get on the phone, they have an app. You could go right on the app. And if there's ever a problem, they will take care of it. But having that one toll pass has been just a great thing. Whenever I talk about this, people are amazed. Yes, all 48 states. So the question this week is around the fact that there has been so much conversation. Some of you may know that Harvest Host acquired Escapees RV Club. And whenever a huge announcement like this comes out, people ask all kinds of questions. Sometimes they do it on social media, and people try and answer, even if they don't have the correct answers. So I decided to go to the CEO of Harvest Host, Joel Holland. He was on the podcast last week on Thursday. So this was a special episode where he answered all of the questions, concerns. I believe he covered everything. And certainly, if you listen to that interview and you have more questions, thoughts, concerns, he made it so you could reach out directly to him for those answers. So I thought this was a very important thing to share with my listeners for the question of the week, because this is so top of mind for so many people. So again, that episode was on Thursday last week. I can't think of the date, but it does say bonus episode when you go to any of the podcast platforms to listen. Okay, so now, Dan, this is for you. I also like to ask, what's a bucket list item that you have done that you would recommend to my community, or something that's on your bucket list that you're looking forward to doing?
So I think that something that I've done that was the best experiences we had with our kids when they were early teenagers. We went from Wisconsin up through the Tetons and Yellowstone and Glacier up to Banff, and spent 2.5 weeks driving around with 4 other great families, and just saw that whole region not rushed, and experienced every different type of lodging scenario you can have. And it was just an amazing trip. The next thing that I'm doing that I'm excited about travel-wise is just going from Southern California up the coast to Oregon. I've never done that. I've done it in sections, but not the whole thing, and never passed through San Francisco very far. So really excited for that. That's the thing I'm doing next.
Going through Yellowstone and all of those places, that was something I was going to do this summer. It's definitely a summer thing to do. So I'm going to put that on my bucket list for next summer. Doesn't look like I'm going to get there this year. But that going up the coast of California into Oregon, that is something I did. And I agree, it was amazing. Just truly, just the beauty. I can't really describe that journey up the 101. I think it is straight up the 101. Incredible. And RV Life Pro has RV Trip Wizard. And when I could put a shout out, we have RV Trip Wizard. We've had it for over 3 years. We started with it. And when we were going up the coast, 40-foot RV on the 101. I don't know if a lot of people know, but it's usually It's one lane in both directions. It's very curvy, turny. You're up high, you go down low. Again, the passenger gets these really amazing views. When we put in the directions into RV Trip Wizard, we also had a garment that came with the RV, and those directions were literally 100 miles difference. So one said we could go straight up the 101. One said we had to come off, go all the way around 100 miles out of our way. And we looked at it, we researched. There is a tunnel on the 101 that we weren't sure we could go through. Now, Trip Wizard said we could. So we called like the police department, whoever we called, and they said, absolutely, you need to stay to the center. You are fine. Tractor trailers go through there. But I will say that RV Trip Wizard saved us 100 miles. And when you're driving a 40-foot RV towing a car, that's a lot of gas. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, a lot of miles, a lot of time. It was the biggest savings for us. So I highly recommend going up the 101. Again, you've really got to be skilled in those curves depending on the type of vehicle you are driving in, but it is absolutely beautiful. That I will agree with you on that one. And I would do that again. That's probably something I would do again.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. That sounds like a great idea. You'll have to check back in with us when you do that trip. Send us pictures, and we could post those on our social media, which is RV Life Podcast at Instagram and Facebook. Okay? Make sure you send us those pictures.
I will.
Okay. So it is now time for the featured campground of the week, and it is brought to you by RV Life Campgrounds, which, as I was talking about, RV Life Pro is a suite of products with Trip Wizard, RV Safe GPS, and RV Campgrounds. This week's featured campground is Spring Gulch RV Campground, and it is in New Holland, PA. And this campground is a campground that I have had the pleasure of going to at least 3 times I've been there. This is an Encore campground. It has 419 sites. This RV resort offers full hookups, pull-ins, a dog park. You can rent cottages and cabins. They also have a large house that you can rent, and you could just invite everybody to come. I thought it'd be cool to just have a bunch of people come up and rent this house. Again, I've been to this campground. The area is just beautiful. There's just a beauty in this area that you don't see just anywhere. The campground has a solid 7.4 rating on the RV Life Campgrounds with 103 reviews. Now, this is campgrounds.rvlife.com. And being this is a featured campground, you can go to the site and there's a book now button. So once you're on campgrounds.rvlife.com, you can hit the book now button, and it is easy for you to book your stay at Spring Gulch RV Campground. You could also see photos, tips, a full list of amenities about this property. You could also find everything you need to know about campgrounds, resorts, city, state, and national parks, and so much more. So just visit campgrounds.rvlife.com. And Dan, I want to thank you so much for providing RVers with amazing content, with creating RVTV, where there's so much amazing content, and then providing RVers top talent where people can share their talent. I can't wait for it. I know it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And I appreciate everything you guys do for us at RV Life, your podcast. Everybody involved is just so nice and so great for the RV industry. So I'm looking forward to the next few months. It's going to be fun.
Me too. And I can't wait to see you in Hershey in just a month and a half. That'll be so much fun. And on that, I'm going to say you've been listening to the RV Life podcast. I am Patty Hunt, wishing you a great rest of today and an even better day tomorrow.